Hello, I'm Troy Hill with the Star Chronicles Cowboys Talk podcast, sponsored by Anchor, the easiest way to make a podcast. Anchor gives you everything you need in one place, free, which you can use right from your phone or computer, with creation tools that allow you to record and edit to get your show sounding glorious. They'll even distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard everywhere, like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and many more. You can easily make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. So what you need to do is download the Anchor app or go to Anchor FM to get started. Did I mention it was free?
The Dallas Cowboys, America's team.
Just Us Radio presents the Star Chronicles.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!
And goal. Elliott into the end zone.
Chronicles Cowboys Football Talk Podcast, episode 5. I'd like to thank each and every one of you for listening into our program. Can't have a show without my two favorite co-hosts, Lisa and the Starstruck Fan. How are both of you doing this evening?
Good, Troy.
I'm doing well. It's week 1, so let's go.
Yeah, week 1. Everybody's all excited and everything. I mean, I'm certainly excited. I can't wait until regular season starts, and we're there Sunday, finally. But let's go ahead and start the show off with some Zeke talk. We've seen 10 zillion posts going up and down social media today that he's on his way back to Dallas. He signed a deal. It might come down the board to the guaranteed money. John Jenkins says he talked to some sources. What's your guys' take on this whole situation? I think we all agree that he's going to sign before the season starts, correct?
Yes, it's going to happen. What it's going to look like, I don't know.
I believe it's happening as we speak. The physical
You think
and all
so?
that, I do. There's a press conference scheduled for tomorrow morning that was not on the schedule yesterday.
Yes, and that is from legitimate sources out there in the world. If you hear from the ticket, you hear from, was it 105.3 The Fan, it's generally almost golden, like 99% golden. So there's no question about that. There's been dollar amounts floating around, 6 years for $90 million. Has anybody found anything solid about that?
Nothing. I haven't seen anything confirmed yet.
I've seen that more than I've seen the 7-year. 7 years been floating out there too, but that's only been about from 2 sources, maybe actually only one. I think Shannon Sharp.
And I think I have
6.
The clarification on the 4. I mean, on the 7 was depending on if it's an actual extension or if it's because if it starts after next year, then it's technically 7 and 94 is the value of the contract, not necessarily just the extension. Because it would include this current year's salary, which is $4 million. So that's where I think the 7 and 94 is coming into play.
So this will make him the highest paid running back in NFL, correct?
Yeah, by about $1 million.
On a per year basis, I believe it will. Now, I think Gurley's probably going to get more guaranteed money, but on a per year, I believe it does.
Well, I mean, I'm definitely looking forward to the press conference tomorrow, and definitely hoping it's pertaining to Zeke signing a contract. Any concerns about that we might be spending a little too much? Not talking about saying Zeke's not worth it, but more of the question as far as the growth of our franchise and keeping our franchise stable in the next couple of years to remain competitive.
I checked my bank account, and my account still looks good. Doesn't look like it's going to affect me any personally, but I'm gonna entrust that the guys who made these moves knew what they were doing. That's my stance. I checked my account, and I'm good. Because, of course, I didn't contribute anything. But
I contributed $100 to a Zeke Elliott jersey, brand new, and I'll be able to wear that now. So I'm kind of excited about that myself. Do you have any thoughts on that, Lisa?
I mean, I don't have any concerns if Zeke's contract was a standalone contract, I might have some problems. But I think because of the other team friendly deals that we've gotten recently, I think it's okay. I think it's okay. I don't think we're sacrificing the entire franchise for one player. I don't.
Yeah, and like I asked earlier, well, I shared this with Lisa. I didn't get a chance to go over it with you, with Ron or Starstruck Ron. Well, same difference. I didn't get a chance to go over the point that I think, me personally, from the years I've been a Cowboy fan and just watching things, it seems like if you're going to overpay, and then with the team-friendly deals that other players signed, it just seems like we still have a lot more depth with this team where we're not going to be in that bad a position in the next couple of years from now. We might be able to afford to lose some of these big players because we got some of these young and up and coming guys, especially on the defensive line, that seem like, we might be able to just plug them in and not re-sign another one of these players. I mean, does it seem that way, or is it just? I mean, to me, it just seems like we got way more depth than we've ever had, especially on a financial standpoint, looking into the future as far as like having a little more leverage, making negotiations towards some of our bigger star players.
I would have to agree. I've been excited by the depth that I have seen this season, even with the couple of the cuts, which I know we're going to get to a little bit later in the show. I've just been impressed with the depth across the board at pretty much every position. The only one lacking, of course, is QB, perhaps. But yeah, I think they are set. Yeah.
Kicker.
Oh yeah. And, you can kind of pick those up on the street corner after this one's done. Just go grab somebody off a soccer team somewhere. But
true.
But yeah, I think you made a valid point that they may be doing this because they feel they've got a lot of depth, and if they lose somebody, next man up is going to be a little bit easier this time around, a little bit.
I mean, you might be able to argue that they're kind of following the blueprint of what the Patriots do. I mean, I hate to mention that organization on the show, but the Patriots the last 10 years they've let go a lot of good players, here and there because the price tag became too high. And then next thing you know, they got this other piece of talent that nobody else in the league knows about. Maybe except the fans that's watched them, preseason practice, in other games, know that they might be a little bit better than what the general public knows. And, I think the Cowboys are doing a very good thing. What's your thoughts on that, Lisa?
I don't think that we're quite there yet to Patriot level as far as the unknowns, because we haven't. That'll be proven once we do lose somebody. And unfortunately, I'm afraid the first one casualty will be Byron Jones, which is going to be a tough one for me to swallow. But, we'll see, because the next crop of, multiple contracts that are going to have to be done is going to be the entire defensive backfield. Anthony Brown first,
Jordan
and
Lewis.
then Cheeto, Jordan, and Xavier Woods. And so, I won't really have that confidence until we see what does that look like when we do lose somebody.
Yes, and man, we do have depth. we got a little bit of a defensive back depth that appears, anyways. Let's talk about the contract extension with Collins earlier today. We saved, what was it, almost $6 million on the cap?
Yes.
Do you think he's trying to lead by example? Because this is something else that me and Lisa mentioned earlier today. Because this guy wasn't drafted. It wasn't just basically a bogus story about this guy, and it prevented everybody from not drafting him. And Jerry gave him a shot.
The story was real. I think his involvement in that story was bogus. I mean, it was definitely, his girlfriend and unborn child, but he was not involved like the speculation came out to be. So that was it was unfortunate for him. And I think he showed a lot of loyalty today, by signing the deal early. And it's like I said, if he gets on the open market, he gets a lot more than he got from the Cowboys.
Well, see, it's no different than Jalen Smith neither. Blows out his knee. Jerry gives him a shot as well. So there's also that level of loyalty. Now, my question is, the fan base might hate me a little bit for it. I mean, I believe Lisa mentioned this earlier. I mean, we kind of talked about
Brace yourself.
Where's the loyalty from Zeke to Jerry? Because we know that Jerry has supported Zeke from day one, every accusation he's had against him. So do you think that Jerry is kind of like deterred or a little irritated by that, where he expected to get maybe like a little bit of a discount?
I don't even know that if he expected a discount so much as he just expected him to show up while the negotiation was going on and for it not to be a spectacle, is my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but Jerry plays part of that too, because Jerry creates a spectacle.
Yeah, I'm about to say he's every bit a part of that spectacle.
Yeah. Remember again, I'm going for that glory hole in my stadium. Cowboys. I'm Jerry Jones. Remember, Jerry Jones has said a bunch of crazy stuff.
Yeah, but
over the years.
I think his inability to not draw attention, I feel like it's kind of two separate things because, I guess because this team is a spectacle. If we had nothing going on, something's going to be made into a spectacle just because of who it is. And
no, you're very, very. You're very, very correct on that. If it's not anything going on with the actual current ball club, all of a sudden you're going to read a story about Quincy Carter or somebody like that has done something stupid. So, which automatically connects to the Dallas Cowboys or whatever. And that's just kind of just like the nature of the beast.
Orlando McClain.
Or like the story that came out last week about the guy who played 1 year for us, but 2 years for Atlanta, coming out as bisexual. Mm-hmm. Like, that is the most random out of the, like, people were emailing me and I was like, I don't even know that person's name. Like, what, so that's the kind of stuff that comes out, and anyway, I'm ready for the Zeke thing to be over. I know the players are ready for, let's just get on to business. Mm-hmm. Like, just.
Any resentment in the locker room for him holding out? You think that's a possibility, or you think everybody's going to let bygones be bygones, get ready to play some football?
He shows up tomorrow. All's forgiven.
Agreed. I think if he had missed this week, I think it might have become a thing.
Yeah.
Really? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. You'd have put some guys in some bads, because if we had won, the media was going to put some guys in uncomfortable positions. Okay, so how do you feel? Zeke's not. You guys handled the Giants. There would have been some people would have said the correct thing, and then at least one person, probably Jerry again, would have said something.
Zeke who? Zeke who? I told you before. Zeke who?
So I'm glad that we don't have to worry about that this week. Now we just got to worry about winning, because if we don't win, we're going to get fried.
Yes, and I just don't personally see in any circumstance that we lose that game, but that comes later into our predictions. But, you guys want to go into preseason talk?
Yes, we can go ahead.
Okay, this will be the most briefest segment that we've ever had on the Star Chronicles, and let's have Starstruck explain why.
Nothing really happened during that game. There was hardly anybody on the field that I really cared about. I know we had, I think Devin Smith got some time. But other than that, I think we kind of knew who was going to be on the roster at that point and the guys who made significant impacts. We did bring back, number 32, London. He's not 32 anymore. But we did bring him back.
Donovan Alumba?
Exactly. We ended up bringing him back to the practice squad, if I'm not mistaken. And then we had the kid at the end of the game that had a great catch and run for a touchdown.
The guy from North Texas.
I didn't think that was going to save him, and it didn't. But it was still a great play. But there was really nothing. The most fun thing is there was a post that was shared on our page, was the wave during the game, basically. The wave hit us several times throughout the game, and the fans up in the stands here, we had the wave. But as far as the action on the field, it was pretty dry. I mean, I think everybody already kind of knew what we had going into that game.
Well, since you attended the preseason game, was there any level of excitement, in the stands, or was more just like, we're here just to say we went to a Cowboy game, or what do you think it was? It's just really just that?
It was just that. It was just a bunch of people, probably such as myself, stumbled across some tickets. I ended up at the game like, hey, I know it's not worth much, but I'm here. I'm in Jerry's world. I'm enjoying this. I get to see the Cowboys, even though there's nothing on the field significant as far as the game didn't really have any significance to it. But it was just to be a part of that and knowing what was coming up the next upcoming week was it's beginning. Our run's going to begin.
Yeah, I mean, it is something to say about the walk to the stadium itself. Once you go through the gates, you start walking up. That is kind of even at a preseason game, that's kind of like a nice little level of energy there where you got like a little kiosk that has like the player digital images or whatever, do the poses and all that type of stuff. That's really, really cool. I will say the only cool thing watching the game at home was Emmitt Smith and Michael Irvin were in the booth with Marcus Spears, so that was pretty good. With Emmitt Smith busting Michael Irvin's chops, Florida, Miami, and everything. So that was pretty interesting. But other than that, I mean, there's really nothing to say about the preseason the fourth preseason game of the year, unless there's like something crazy type of injury or something that takes place. And then again, it'd be a player that's not going to play anyways in regular season probably. So, yeah. Your thoughts, Lisa?
I'm just ready to go. I'm over the preseason. I'm over contract talks. I'm over holdouts. I'm over the national media.
Yeah, but
I'm over
the contract talks, though. If it weren't for social media, we just had television to watch, with just like Jerry with his regular, little quotes or whatever. I don't know if it would really be that big of a deal or any different in any other situation. Because I think our fan base perpetuates this type of nut jobness sometimes.
Well, but I think that it goes back to what we said earlier. I do believe that the lights are brighter here. We've talked about that, and it's going to. I mean, I pray for the day that there is nothing going on just to prove the point that the media is going to make stuff up and just make something out of nothing. Whether I mean.
Because it's just so many bad sources that people were just posting just straight up nonsense that was not even remotely true. I mean, now we're at the point where my rule of thumb used to be if it doesn't say ESPN or CBS Sports or something like that or ESPN, just don't believe it until you hear it like on the actual news or if you hear it on the radio. But now you got fake sources and wrong information coming from these people as well.
Well, and I can't imagine being an actual journalist and having to figure out you would have to get some sources in your pocket that you knew were credible and just wait for them.
Well,
but it's the clickbait stuff. Like it's just be the first, and who cares if it's,
exactly.
The accuracy be damned, it's just like, just get it out there, whether it's right or wrong, get people to click on it.
Yeah, to me personally, I'd rather post the truth and just instead of sit up there and post something just to say that I posted it first or whatever, which I don't know what reward anybody gets as not an actual journalist anyways. I see people on Facebook claiming right now they're reporting news. Oh no, you're not reporting news, you're just sharing a post that you saw. That's not reporting news. People are getting paid. Those are the ones that are actually reporting. You're just sharing. I mean, you know that little click button where you can share the news from whoever source you read? That's all you're doing. That's not reporting anything. So, but I don't know. It's just strange to me. This is not lit with that. It's just like with everything. It's just hard to find just real news or actual factual information on just about anything now. Where everything's discounted, no matter how true or how false it may be.
That's just where we are. I saw that on the news today. Not to digress too much, but news saying that we live in a world now where you don't know what is real anymore. People can take faces and put it on different things. And it's the same thing with this. You grab articles, you don't know now where you thought, hey, this is true. you don't know. Social media and just where we are, technology now, you can just take anything, put it out there, and it becomes believable now.
Yep, it's sad. It's sad. But let's go ahead and delve into these roster cuts. Anything that shocked you? I mean, me personally, I wasn't happy with the Justin Phillips thing, and I wasn't thrilled about Michael or Donovan Olumbo. I'm glad he did make it onto the practice squad. But is there anybody that really shocked either one of you as far as being cut?
Not really. I know Mike Weber
shock.
surprised some of us.
Yep, Mike Weber did surprise me. I'm not going to lie. Not going to lie.
But they brought him back, though. Correct? He did slide back.
But
he's not back.
I don't.
No, he's on the practice squad.
Yeah. They brought him back. They snuck him back on. Yeah. Well, they didn't sneak him back on, but he's on there.
Well, from what I understand, the reason why he did get cut is not because of his level of talent, because they believe he has something there. It has to do more of maturity. But from what I can see on our practice squad right now, we got Ventel Bryant, Chris Covington. We're kind of surprised about Chris Covington. And anyways, tight end Cole who
Bless you.
Yes, thank you. Whew, that was a tough one. We also got Mitch Hyatt. Michael Jackson was brought back to practice squad, which I didn't see anything. Shimona. Lisa.
I will not participate in the shenanigans.
Well, you know, Joe Jackson, the daddy, probably got on him and said, "You better put Michael Jackson back on the team. Just balled up his fist. I got 5 reasons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Donovan Olumbo back on the practice squad. Clayton Thorson, I believe that's the quarterback that we ended up picking up from the Philadelphia Eagles. And again, Mike Weber, Cedric Wilson, another guy that I like, and Daniel Weiss. I don't know, Cedric Wilson, I mean, that first preseason game, you know, before he turned that ankle or whatever he did, it just seemed like he was running some real nice routes and everything. So I'm glad that he's on the practice squad. I'm glad he made it through. Anybody you guys wonder why is still on the team? Is anybody concerned about that we didn't try and look at any other kickers?
That one did cause me a little bit of alarm, but not, you know, like y'all said earlier, you can kind of get those mid-season.
Yeah, but that being said, because you know there's an issue with him kicking short kicks. Why not kick the tires on that in preseason right away?
Oh, I don't think he did not do enough. He's had a little bit of a shaky start in the beginning of the preseason, but to me, he needed that one more. I can't believe he missed that type of moment for him to be gone, and that didn't happen. I think he somehow, whatever he did, magic that he came across, it saved him, and he finished out strong. Or I don't want to say strong because he was consistent. He finished out consistent.
He finished out less bad.
Thank you.
Yeah, he looked. Well, I think he all looked better. He looked better than Redfern or whatever his name is. Redfern's that guy's gonna be back to working at the Home Depot. He's probably already back. He was probably back stocking shelves last week. But yeah, that guy was terrible. Yeah. I mean, he's not going to get looked at by any other NFL team.
That kick, oh my goodness, it was a line drive. Wow.
Yeah. I mean, I hate to say that, you know, because I'm very critical. People are like, oh, I could go out there and do that and do this and do that. Well, I could guarantee you, I could definitely do that. without question.
Wow.
Okay. So nothing else on roster cuts? Are we good with how the roster is? You think the roster will be churned around at the bottom like Bill Parcells used to say?
There'll be definitely a lot of moving parts as the season gets going. Unfortunately, things like injuries happen. So you'll see some movement. Whether those guys that we let go are going to still be there, probably not, because they look really good, some of them during preseason, and got picked up. I know Justin Phillips was one guy you had your eyes on.
Yeah, but I like the other guy better, but I forgot
Gifford.
his name.
Gifford.
Yeah, Luke Gifford. Yeah. And I surprised he just played the first preseason game, didn't he?
Yes. Where he had the
God,
interception.
it is saying,
mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's saying a lot about that guy.
That means he really turned it up in practice. That they really had enough to go on and say, that's our guy.
Mm-hmm. So, I know that am I a superstitious person? I don't know. Lisa, are you superstitious?
Well, here's the thing about that.
Okay.
I don't feel like I am, but at the same time, like there'll be people that will, we'll go up, we'll score. Let's say if we scored 2 touchdowns in the first quarter and somebody on Facebook starts talking trash, that's a Cowboy fan. Like, you need to stop because you're going to jinx it. So maybe that makes me superstitious. I don't know. But, like, I will not.
Yes, I can understand
and I believe, too, that this is why I hate playing the 3:30 game.
Mm-hmm.
Because if any of the teams that I hate, like, let's say, for instance, we play the noon game. We win. I can talk trash the whole rest of Sunday and all of Monday. If we play the 3:30 game and teams that I hate lose at noon, I believe I can't say anything until after my game is over because I feel like I'm going to jinx it.
See, I'm a fan. I'm the fan of the 3:30 game. I can't stand a noon game because I'm not even writing stuff by 11:45. So you just expect me to just fall off the bed, turn on the TV, and be fully absorbed in football. Yeah. Saturday is my sleep day, or Saturday I stay up late, whether I'm watching movies or YouTube videos or doing my little private DJ parties by myself with my turntables or whatever the case may be. I need the game to be on at 3:30. Just time for me to go pick up a sub sandwich from Jersey Mike's. I'm mentioning them. No, we're not sponsored by them. We're sponsored by the fine, loving people of Anchor.
We've done Anchor, we've Jersey Mike's, and we've had Home Depot so far on the show.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Well, we really like you the best, Anchor. We like you the best out of everybody. So, well, the reason why I ask about the superstition, Starstruck brought up this point about we're going to be wearing blue jerseys a lot more than what we probably ever had, like in forever. So,
do we know why that is?
What's people's thoughts on that?
Yeah, that's
honestly. How it has been set up by the league is that the home teams, if I'm not mistaken, get to choose what they are going to wear, which then sets what the road team is going to wear. So a lot of the reason why we're going to be in blue this season is because home teams, I don't know if they're just trying to work that magic with the blue jersey jinx that they've known we've had historically, which is not true, by the way.
Yes,
but if you look at it, we've got a lot of games that we would have typically worn white on the road. We're wearing blue on the road this season.
See, I love the blue jersey, so I don't care. I've always been a fan of the blue jersey. Yeah, the white jersey's fine and everything, but the blue jersey's the one that you buy so you can wear it like places without having to worry about getting all dirty and all that crap.
Because if I'm not mistaken, we're only wearing blue, I believe, at home. And when we wear the blue, we're wearing the Color Rush blue, where we're wearing the blue tops with the white bottoms like we've done a couple of times. But other than that, when we're in the blue jersey, it's going to be majority road games.
When we do Color Rush, are we going to do the white helmets?
No. That has still not been passed yet. Yeah, the helmet rules still in effect.
That's such a sharp-looking helmet, isn't it?
I am really hoping that comes back.
That's oh boy, that helmet's just so lovely. What's your preference on jerseys, Lisa?
Ones that make us win. That's it.
Okay.
So
okay. To the listener,
I don't care. I don't care if they go out in purple and pink. If it ends in a win, I don't care. I don't.
Okay. How about you listeners? If you have a color preference, white or blue or pink and black, as Lisa so eloquently put, go ahead and send us an email at the Star Chronicles at mail.com, and we'll answer your question, or we'll address your question or your thoughts on the show. And people that are curious to where they can find us on Instagram, that will be the Star_Chronicles on Instagram. But I mean, I kind of am with Lisa. I don't care what color we wear. I think we're going to beat the brakes off of people this year, to be quite honest.
And I'm thankful that the first time that we really that we have a team like the Redskins in week 2 where we're going to come out in blue first versus week 4 when we play the Saints in blue. The Saints are wearing white at home. That's what I'm talking about. I said a lot of teams home.
Yeah. When's the last time When's the last time they wore white at home?
So I don't know if they're doing their color rush white or what, but apparently they're in white, which is why we're going to be putting blue for week 4. But we got the Redskins in week 2. So I'm thankful the first game, if something was to go bad in that week 4, that a lot of people don't go running around. See, I told you.
But see, here's why the blue theory about. Wait, do we normally wear blue at home or away?
Away.
Okay.
Only time we wore blue is on Thanksgiving special stuff.
We're right, but what about like 2 years ago or Tony's last year when we won more games on the road than we did at home? Mm-hmm. Like we've been,
but we didn't wear blue at all those games either.
I thought it was always blue away and white at home.
No, I think
it depends on the home team.
That's for I think that's for every other team except us. Because growing up as a kid, I've always thought that too. But all of a sudden I'm seeing the Cowboys are running out and they're home white or whatever, and they're playing his team on the road and stuff. So to me, it's always been that. I think we've always been different than everybody else.
And you know why that was?
We have.
That actually was a Cowboys thing. If I'm not mistaken, that was Tex Schramm that said that back in the day, he wanted the fans the opportunity to see the various colors of other teams when they come and play into our home stadium. They could see the different colors and things of that versus the kind of bland, traditional colors that they would come in. So that's why the Cowboys, we chose to be in white so those other teams can come in and you see the different colors and dark colors of the other teams and things like that. That's what I read. And
nobody cares about the other team. Come on, Tex.
I guess they did back then.
Maybe, yeah.
I certainly don't. Yeah, so I guess is that the reason why he got relatives now posting results of every other team when the Cowboys are on and stuff. But again, you can't see me right now, but I'm putting my quotation fingers up. They are reporting for the Facebook press. But anyways, let's go into the final segment of this show with some predictions, where we go each and every game throughout the season. I get to go at 1. Lisa gets to go at 1, and the Starter fan gets to go at 1. So Lisa's going to roll out the fancy schedule. Who's going to keep tally and stuff of what our record's going to be?
I can do that too. I can multitask.
Oh Lord, see there? So that's what you get here at the Star Chronicles. I got my hands up all like, see, we got everything.
Okay. Hold on, I didn't realize it was going to be multitasking.
Okay.
So let me. Okay.
Well, okay. While you're doing that, I do have a funny quote to share. That might only matter to us people in Texas, or in the DFW, or in Dallas.
Oh.
Here's a quote by Dirk Nowitzki
I saw
earlier
that
today. Apparently, he says, "I came home from China to all these cameras at the airport. I thought to myself, man, I still got it. Turns out they were all there for Zeke."
Bless his heart.
No, he is. I mean, he's arguably the king of the city right now in all professional sports. I mean, yeah, the Cowboys are America's team and like the number 1 franchise, but as far as this city, Dirk is probably still king.
For sure.
He probably. I mean, so
I'm ready.
Do you have the schedule?
Ready. I had the schedule pulled up. I just didn't have a way to tally it. So, week 1. This week, Giants at Cowboys.
No doubt in my mind.
Mine either. That's a win.
Yes,
I don't mean to be like that. I don't mean to be cocky. And
I am. We're going to beat the brakes off of them.
I don't know if we'll beat the brakes because we always keep stuff interesting for some strange reason.
For a half, yeah. Or once the coin toss happens and we defer, or we don't defer.
I hate that one. I want to get the ball beginning of second half, but that's a whole other conversation.
Well, but I think this time,
over and over again,
week, you got to run it down their throats if you win. I mean, because
with this defense, they're going to end up being pushed on their back either way. I want that defense to get to set the tone right away.
And even my Giant fan friends, he said their front. I said, "Is your front seven hot garbage like it appears?" He said, "It's flaming on fire hot garbage." I said, "Oh goodness." So I said, "Well, you're in trouble because my offensive line is healthy, and now my running back is back." So, okay, week 2, Cowboys at Redskins.
I will have to say another
Gotta
W.
Go to W.
Week 3.
Wait, what did you get, Lisa?
A W.
Okay, well, I'm just making sure. I'm trying to keep tally myself. No, I'm not really trying to keep tally.
Week 3, Dolphins at Cowboys. That's a win for me.
It's a win. It's a win.
I will take that as a W.
Here's where it gets interesting.
It's interesting.
Week 4, Cowboys at Saints.
Saints are going to be ready.
I agree, and I think it's because there's going to be a little bit of extra readiness because of what happened last year here is my reasoning for picking. Here's what I'm going to pick an L on this one, but I think it's going to be close, and it could flip the other way.
I'm gonna take the L for the mere fact because nobody expected them to win the last two times we played the Saints. Now the expectation is going to be high, and that's the reason why I'm going to go ahead and take the L.
Starstruck, you taking that L too?
I've got an L on that one as well. I think the Saints are going to be up. The media's really going to be riding us 3-0. We're going to get overhyped, and we're just going to come out in week 4. And I think that it's just going to be, we're going to come out flat. I don't think the Saints are going to come out just to beat. We're just going to get so high and mighty at 3-0, beating nobodies up until week 4. And I think we're just going to come out too flat in week 4. That's just me.
Yes. And now let me share a point also to the listeners. Just because we're predicting the Cowboys to lose a game, that doesn't mean we're not Cowboys fans. I mean, we're rational Cowboys fans. We understand. I mean, I'd be more concerned about our team going through the whole season being undefeated, versus going into the playoffs at 10-6 or 11-5. You get me? Because I mean, that's just our point. I mean, yes, we're going to predict some L's through here. So, okay, let's go ahead and go to week 5.
Week 5 is the Packers in Dallas.
I got to win.
Since I mean, I'll share something with the listeners. I mean, I know Cowboy fans hate the Eagles, which I do hate the Eagles as well. Don't get me wrong, but I hate the Packers probably more than anything on this earth. So I'm taking the W, and I can say that because I'm from the Wisconsin area, and I just can't stand it.
I can say I hate Aaron Rodgers, and I was born and raised in Texas. Thank you.
Yeah, well, I hate Aaron Rodgers too. And that discount double check is he stole that from Freddie Mitchell and stuff. But nobody wants to say that and stuff. And then you're going to pay the man multi-millions of dollars to do the same thing for America. What is it, State Farm Insurance?
Yes. Y'all need to be prepared because I think I'm actually going to that game.
Oh, nice.
And if Aaron Rodgers is the Cowboy killer again that day, I'm guarantee I'm going to be on the news.
I don't think it's going to happen.
Okay.
I don't either.
Ask me why when you're ready.
Why?
Because it's regular season.
True story.
He kills us in the playoffs.
That's a true story. Good call. Good call. Okay, week 6.
Yeah, but, wait. Do I erase this part of the show where you said you're going to be on the news and Aaron Rodgers bails him out?
I didn't say, well,
okay.
I could be on the news because I passed out, or I could be on the news because I cried a lot and had to be committed.
I just don't. Well, I just wanted to use this show as like reference, like 7 weeks down the road, and be like, I mean, she said it right there. I knew something was wrong with her.
Yeah, there is something wrong with me where it comes to that one, but it'll be okay.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
I have 2 really cute nieces. They need their CC around, so no, I'm not going to do anything crazy. Okay, week 6,
Okay,
the Cowboys at the Jets.
That's a win.
Agree.
Yeah, that's a W.
Week 7, Eagles at Cowboys.
Only because we're home. That's a win.
Agree.
Yes, exactly. W.
So far, we're exactly the same. Week 8 is a bye. Week 9, Cowboys at Giants on the Monday night.
It's after a bye.
Yes, and you know what happens after a bye.
It is the Giants.
We can't push the ball. We can't do a damn thing until halftime approaches, and then that's when we decide to play.
Will there be a lead at that point? This is a tough game to actually try.
It's a night game, too. It's Monday night.
Yeah, and that's one of those games. It's going to be late and stuff, and something always crazy happening.
I have it down as a win. I marked it like 38 seconds ago before y'all started making me feel like the sky is falling.
But I'd be basing that off of Garrett and how the team functions after a bye.
You're also basing it off of Linehan's uber conservative play calling.
Yeah, true.
Still as a offensive coordinator, head coach at one team, actually had more passing yards than like anybody like that year, like by like a mile.
Okay, but not here. You can't base it on what he did in Detroit.
That's true. I know.
It's tough. I know it's tough.
It's
That
tough.
bye,
I
man,
mean,
it's just man.
Hopefully Zeke won't get in trouble during the
We
bye
lost
week.
to the Titans after the bye last year, didn't we?
Oh, heart shots to the heart. Was it?
And you're the blame.
Okay, it's time. Make a decision. Win, loss, win, loss. Here we go.
I'm going to take W.
Oh, boy.
Starstruck.
Starstruck.
This will be 3 years in a row with the sweep over the Giants.
That's another variable.
I think the Giants, we might be seeing, what's the guy, Davy Crockett, who's the quarterback?
Daniel Jones.
Who is it?
Yeah.
We might be seeing him perhaps around that time. I don't know, depending on where the Giants are. But I'm going to go ahead on the limb and be a fan and say we win.
Oh, you made me nervous. Like, don't do it.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, history also dictates if it is a backup quarterback playing due to injury.
Don't say that to me.
I don't even think. I have a bet with my Giants fan friend about
Colt
when.
McCoy. Oh, I still see nightmares of Colt McCoy.
That quarterback's that come out of that snap looking like Joe Montana.
I feel like that was when we had slower linebackers.
No, you're right.
And the Predator and the Wolf Hunter, I trust.
I got a question. If he howls and stuff, that really doesn't make him a wolf hunter. That makes him a wolf, right?
Makes him a wolf hunter because it's like a duck call when you're trying to hunt ducks.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
How'd y'all like those country roots coming out in their full technicolor?
Well, I just question. I don't think there's anybody out there hunting wolves.
Well, are you from Idaho?
No.
Yeah. That was a very good point because I lived in Idaho at a point.
They're
yes,
did you call them?
They hunt wolves because they get too many of them.
Yeah, they're controlling. It's like wild hogs down here. They have to control the population.
Yeah, they get too many of them, so they got it. Yes,
so
that is true. That is actual facts, Lisa.
See?
Go ahead, Troy.
So Rod, in your spare time, did you just conjure up any wolves by like howling or whatever?
No, sir.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Okay.
I just think it's a horrible nickname. That's all I'm saying. Either you're the wolf hunter, so you're saying the other team, they're a bunch of wolves and stuff too? We're supposed to be superior. Why do you hunt? And go ahead. Sorry.
Settle down. It's marketable. Week 10, Vikings at Cowboys, and that is Sunday night. We have a lot of primetime games.
Because
So
we're
we
America's
go
team,
Sunday
the number one
night,
franchise
Monday
in the
night,
world.
Sunday night. So Vikings at Cowboys, Sunday night, November 10th.
I'm going to take the Vikings.
Ooh.
Their defense is good. And I need to get some Cowboy losses in there.
No, you don't have to.
I do
They're
because
They're coming. You got time.
Yeah, wait till December. They're coming. They're coming in bucket loads in December.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and take my early L, my second L with the Vikings.
I'm not.
Okay. All right. Well, all right.
This is my cautiously optimistic.
Okay.
Okay, Starstruck,
Every
what
time
you
she
got?
says,
What you
every
got?
time she says cautiously optimistic, we're gonna give away a free Star Chronicles T-shirt. Just send an email to the starchronicles@mail.com. She says it every show, at least twice.
Same with your glory hole reference.
Oh.
I said that. This is the second. That's the only time I can take. It's an actual quote. So it's not like I'm.
So Vikings, week 10.
Yes, week 10.
Again,
yes.
I've got to go with what I know as far as notes from this one. Who's the quarterback for the Vikings?
Kirk Cousins.
I don't
take that.
I don't think
How you
Dak's
like that?
lost to him yet. I don't think so. I think he's undefeated. If
True.
I'm wrong, I don't care. I'm still picking the Cowboys.
Okay.
That's how I'm going to be from now on. If I'm wrong, I don't care.
Yeah. The fans love you guys now. They hate me because I got 2 losses on the board already. Look at Troy.
I'm coming in hot
he's
the
not a
1st
fan.
of December, so watch out. Okay, week 11, Cowboys at Detroit.
It's a scary
Good.
one.
Why Roy Williams is on the Lions anymore? Let's go. I'm going to give a W to the Cowboys.
Me too.
That's a shaky one. We're in Navy. Against them. Why are the Lions not wearing blue at home? Really? They're in white at home. Really?
Wait. I thought you didn't believe in that.
I don't, but that's still, the Lions play us tough every time. For some reason, I don't know why, but I go back to that Matthew Stafford diving over the top some years ago, coming back from like a 20-something.
Oh,
And
yeah.
ever since then, Detroit has always seemed to keep games interesting versus us.
Well, not only just that, the playoff game after that, we had to come from behind to beat them.
They always play, but guess what? For the most part, we win. So I've got to go with another W.
Okay. Timeout. I just saw Jared Goff's contract is 4 years, $134 million. 110 is guaranteed.
So what now?
Yeah, that's why I paused for a second. I was like, "Oh, surely I need to get my readers because surely I'm reading that wrong."
What you talking about, Willis?
You said 130 million, 4 years,
134,
110 million.
4 years, $134 million, 110 guaranteed.
So $24 million isn't guaranteed. What? They must have
Carry the 1, drop the 2, divided by 14, 16. Yeah, that's a lot. It's still a lot.
So what? Why didn't they just pay him 100? Just said, screw the contract. Here's some money.
Yeah, I don't know why I may have misread it. I don't think I did, but
you didn't. You didn't.
I didn't think so. I didn't think I did. So that means we're about to have to guarantee Dak about $726 million.
No. There's still hope. Because Goff did lead this team to a Super Bowl.
They didn't win.
So we got they didn't win. They beat us.
Well, let's be honest. Linehan beat us.
Yeah.
Let's call it.
That's true.
Well, and the
true.
defense. The defense got rocked that game. With
out of
my
all
little
season,
short, squatty bowling ball.
out of all games where you want to get rocked, you choose to get rocked in that game. But,
Now did we pick? Yeah, we all picked the Lions. I mean, we all picked the Cowboys to win. Okay, Here's where it starts to get dicey. Week 13 or 12, I believe. 13, 14, 15, 16. I don't know. Well, some week. The Cowboys go to Foxborough to play the Patriots.
Here's what I'm going to say.
I want to pick this one.
You like that
so
silence?
Bad.
I want to pick the Cowboys, and here's the reason why. Because there's going to be question and doubt throughout the whole season. If I'm looking at it from a standpoint from my picks that I've made so far, and taking an L to the Saints, and then taking an L to the Vikings, they're going to claim. The media's going to claim.
You didn't take an L to
to
the Vikings. I think you took an L to the Giants. You did after the bye week.
No, I said it's still a
Okay.
W. I said the Vikings was a loss. So I got the 2 losses, and then the media is going to be like, well, the Cowboys haven't beat anybody. So I think the Cowboys are going to go, this is just my Rocky Balboa scenario that I like to play around in my brain with, like, the music and stuff playing. Everybody like, yeah, we did it. We're going to go down to Foxborough. We're just going to beat the brakes off of them. We're going to find, like, some tea somewhere. We're going to dump it in their bay or wherever they dumped it in. We're going to do a whole bunch of stuff. But anyways, next week, we're going to have our whole team on the cover of SI talking about America's team and how they're back. And all the power rankings are going to go ridiculous. We're all number 1 in everything. And that's going to be the game and the moment where people will believe.
Hey, Lisa, while he's still talking, go ahead and put me down for an L while he's still talking.
Okay, appreciate you.
And then when the fireworks shoot off in the air,
I'm kind of torn
and then all
myself.
of a sudden that guy in the background says, and
I really
keep
think
going,
that
Troy.
they
Keep
will.
going. Keep talking, Troy.
I really think that they will win in Foxborough, but
and then when Michael Jackson rises from the dead and sings a song to Michael Jackson and Joe Jackson on the Dallas Cowboy roster, because Mike Jackson got pushed up to. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I don't know. This one really torments me.
She's liking that. She's liking that nice little fan story that gets everybody all up.
That definitely had no bearing on my decision.
See that starstruck? She won't see the corpse of Michael Jackson rise. Sing the Mike Jackson and Joe Jackson on the Dallas Cowboy roster.
So I'm gonna. Oh wow! I'm gonna say we take an L in Fox. No, I'm not. We're gonna win that one too.
See there.
So here's why I struggle, because I feel like we need to take an L about there, because I don't want to go into the playoffs losing 3 of 4.
That's the game right there where people are going to take us real. They're going because I'm telling you what's going to happen.
You know what? But let's be honest. A lot of people already are taking this seriously, because the one guy did the power rankings a while ago, and we're number 7.
Yeah.
But whatever. Okay. The next one is Thanksgiving, and it's Buffalo here.
Cole Beasley's gonna probably take the beating of his life on that day. That's not gonna be no thanks coming from Cole Beasley, because he's gonna have his comeuppings on that day. So not only will I say it's a victory, but they're gonna get smoked. Cole Beasley might decide to try and make another rap album after this performance.
Starstruck. What you got?
So we got Cowboys.
The Bills here.
Brady finishes out his career undefeated against the Cowboys, unfortunately. And then we got Cole Beasley. I got the Cowboys. We own Buffalo.
That's another reason why my win in Foxborough is good, because he needs to lose to the Cowboys once, and it's going to happen.
He's undefeated
this year.
in his entire career.
Exactly. Then he's due for an L against the Star. How about that?
We're in Foxborough. I don't know. That's going to be tough in Week 12. Mm-hmm.
I like the scenario in my head movies.
Terrific
better.
Tom might be hurt by then anyway. So
I put it this way: we beat New England Week 12. I'm sorry. I'm getting on the train.
Oh, here we go. Toot toot! Here it comes. Watch out! Watch out!
That train.
The track has been covered in weeds for a long time, but it's
okay. I'm
hold
gonna hold off. The
soul. Hold on now. The soul train's about to shake off the track. What's going on?
I'm gonna hold off. I'm gonna hold off. I'm gonna hold off for now.
Okay. Bills at Cowboys. Oh, we're done with that one? Sorry.
Wait, no, you said. Wait, is Buffalo and the Bills like two different teams?
Stop.
You said
10,
Buffalo.
12,
Sorry.
10, 12, 10, 12. Okay.
Buffalo and the Bills will take a L. How about
Yes.
that?
The Buffalo Beasleys will take an L. Okay. Now saddle up. Buckle up. Here's where it gets salty. Then the
that
following
chin strap on.
Thursday, we go to Chicago. And we play the Bears.
The Windy
The
City.
monsters of the Midway. That's going to be a tough one. A lot of people actually predicted that, that the Bears and the Cowboys might have crossed paths last season, in the playoffs.
So they pooped the bed in the playoffs.
True. That's going to be a tough game. But do you think that the Bears might be in the same position that the Cowboys were as, being a 12-4 team coming up, getting punched in the face next season? The Bears might have the same luck.
I don't think the Bears even get out of their division is my prediction. So you know what? I'm going to mark it down. Another win. How about that?
Yeah, I got it as a win too, but I still think it's funny that I'm just kind of weirded out how people are predicting the Packers to come out of their division.
I've seen the Packers finish in second. I've seen I've seen people picking them to win the Bears to win that division, but I've seen Minnesota coming out more than the Bears, which would make me happy and thrilled because my brother-in-law is a Bears fan.
Yeah, well, I got a lot of family that's Bears fans.
Okay.
From back
What
home,
you got, Starstruck?
We've been doing pretty good. We've been rolling this season. We've been rolling. So we're due a loss. We need one. I gotta get an L in here because we're coming too close to the end of the schedule. So I gotta get another one in here somewhere.
I'm gonna
before it looks too darn good.
I'm not gonna say the CO word. I'm gonna say I'm a full-fledged delusional optimist at this point of my record. Okay, next is.
Did I get a chance to say Cowboys?
You did. You said it early.
Okay.
You said you were saying a sentence, but you said I got the Cowboys winning too. Then we got the Rams at Dallas. 10 days from there on a Sunday afternoon.
Is this the 15th game of the season?
It is the 14th game of the season.
14th game of the season. I'm going to go ahead and give the Cowboys
Me too.
L. There's nothing against. Again, we're picking L's. It doesn't mean we hate the Cowboys. But, I mean, I would much rather have them beat them in the playoffs than week 14 of the NFL, the 14th game of the season.
This one's going to be easy one for me. I got us because we're playing Jared Goff. He just got paid a lot of money. Dak needs to prove that this guy wasn't worth what you gave him. You haven't given me what you owe me. So here's this in your face. We win.
Was Dak playing defensive line that week, or?
I don't know where he was playing. but like he always seems to do, he's going to earn himself a win in a situation where people's like, you're not going to beat them. This is going to prove.
This is about that
who's
time,
really worth the money.
That time last year when they beat
the defense is
New
going to
Orleans.
take it personal because everybody's saying that. This is what somebody that deserves money looks like, and the defense is going to take that personal, and I think we're going to win.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next one, Cowboys in Philly.
I'm going to do a split and say Philly wins at least one game we split games
Agree.
between the Cowboys and Philly this year, so I'm going to still take an L.
And I was very excited in the week 5. We worked up. We stepped up for the Rams. For some reason, the Eagles come in, and then everybody laughs at us and say, you beat the Rams, but you lost to us the very next week. So I got to give ourselves an L for week 16, unfortunately. Because everybody's going to be so hyped. All the memes are going to go out. Cowboys fans are going to be high. We're going to the Super Bowl. We're going to see all that stuff because we beat the Rams. Because we couldn't do it in the playoffs. And then the Eagles are going to come in town. All the Eagles fans are going to say, ha, ha, yeah, you beat them, but you can't beat us.
Yeah.
Okay, then the final game of the year is Redskins at home.
W.
Yeah, I got to
Wait,
give
whoa,
another
whoa,
year.
whoa, whoa,
Yeah.
whoa, whoa! What's our overall record at that
For
point?
you,
Give
the
me
record would
yes,
be 11-4.
11-4.
Mm-hmm.
11-4. There's no way try to avoid the bye week at that point. Well, I guess it's possible.
That won't be the best record in the NFC. Mm-mm.
Yeah, it won't be the best record in NFC. So let me
I don't
go
even think
ahead and
it'll be
say
one of the
that we're
top two. So
okay. So we won't have a bye. Okay,
you
so
won't
if there's
have
no
a
reason
bye.
to. Okay, well we're gonna have an L then because we're not. I mean, we're not playing for nothing at that point. We're in the playoffs, but we're not playing it for anything.
That's exactly
So we're
my
gonna be playing.
rationale as well.
Yes. So what am I at?
11-5.
What am I at? 11-5. Okay. Yeah, we're not playing for nothing that
And
game.
I'm at 12-4.
Okay.
And then Starstruck.
Troy's 11-5. You've heard me say this to you before, Troy. 11-5 ain't getting it done.
Ooh.
We're not winning no Super Bowl. 11-5. Not to say that we're gonna win the Super Bowl, but to say that we might win the Super Bowl, we got a pretty good chance. 11-5.
But I'm
not
saying,
gonna get it done.
I'm saying it for a whole bunch of different. I'm saying it for a different reason. I just don't like the bye week, and I feel more comfortable with this team just as recently how they played in the last few seasons, as far as coming in, real lethargic and dry after a bye week or playoff bye or whatever. I would rather have them just play straight through. I like their chances. I like their chances with the opportunity of playing straight through versus having a week off.
Sounds good.
Bye weeks only help like veteran teams like the Patriots and stuff like that. Young ball clubs still trying to figure it out. I would rather have them play through.
The bye week helps our offensive line, though. That's my concern about not having a bye week.
Well, that in that instance, but still, everything else.
But everything runs through that front five.
True. But I still
11-5. I don't even know if 12-4 gets you a bye either, and I have them at 12-4. So now
we got a better chance at one with 12-4 than we have at 11-5, and I think that's the kind of season we need to save Jason Garrett's job.
It's gonna
to make Kellen Moore look like the next head coach, and for us to have an excellent shot at getting to the Super Bowl.
I don't know. With me, I don't think if we don't go to the Super Bowl, I think Jason Garrett will be gone.
I agree.
I don't even think it comes down to NFC Championship game. I mean, we're the Dallas Cowboys. We don't go. I mean, we're not going to NFC Championship game not to win the damn thing, and we're certainly not going to the Super Bowl not to win it.
I think there's an outside shot that his job is saved if we go to the NFC Championship game, but I don't think it's a shoe-in.
Depends on how we lose.
Right. Agreed. Okay, so what's your prediction for?
If it comes down to obvious coaching, he's gone.
True. That's true.
Field goal, I think he's okay. Because I've got to dress this up, and I apparently messed up at some point along the way because I needed this thing to add up to 12-4. I'm going to give us a W in Week 17. So maybe we do beat the Patriots along the way because I got to get this thing. It's got to add up to 12-4. I'm sorry, it's got to add up to 12-4. So give me the W in Week 17.
Okay.
We'll figure it out where I messed up along the way as the season goes along.
Don't worry, we'll let you know.
Well, it was the Saints, the Vikings. Didn't you pick the Vikings to win? No, it was the Giants. You picked the Giants coming out of the bye week.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Saints, Giants.
I think they're all solid picks by all of us. For whatever reason, we might not pick a win or an L. I mean, I think we all have like rational.
Mine realistically could be 13-3. The only reason it's 12-4 is because of that week. I'm having that week 17 as a fluff game because everything's been clinched.
That's how it was last year. We beat the Giants. We got the Redskins, depending on where they are.
Okay, well, what's the overall prediction for everybody? How far do you think we can go? How far do you think we can go?
Well, I mean, I feel like all the pieces are in place to finally make that run. And I feel like if we get to that game that's on February the 2nd, I feel like we have a shot, mostly because of our defense. Because a good defense, as you've seen in the last couple, if you have a decent defense, you can like tame the Pat Mahomes and even Tom Brady for that, because if you hit Tom a couple times, he's rattled and it's over. But whoever you play coming out of the AFC, I think it's either going to be it'll either be Kansas City or New England. I'd be surprised if it was anybody else.
There's some people saying Browns. Just saying, telling you it's out there.
Who's that one person?
Yeah.
No,
outside of Cleveland.
I've seen maybe 3 or 4. So, but no, there's some people actually looking forward to see some Cleveland Browns football this year. And that's not just the Browns fan base.
I'm going to a Monday. We're going. We were going to go to the Cleveland game in Denver just because of that roster. But
it's definitely it'll be a team that I'll take the time to maybe watch a little bit, this year.
And at least
before Beckham gets hurt or whatever.
Oh yeah, just to speak to Lisa, talking about defense before we get wrapped up. Against the Saints last year, Drew Brees, 18 of 28, 127 yards.
That was the most beautiful day. Yet the Friday following, the very next day was not as beautiful.
Mike Thomas, 5 catches for 40 yards. Alvin Kamara, 11 carries for 36 yards.
And got his bell rung by Mr. Smith. So
I say that to say this. Who's the best team in the NFC right now? Who you think is, outside of us, who's the most challenging, difficult team you think to beat in the NFC?
It depends. And here's why. This is what I said last year, because if we had beat the Rams, we would have had to go to New Orleans. Playing in New Orleans that time of year, unless you have the referees in your back pocket and you get a free call, you're not going to
score.
It's going to be tough to win in January in the Superdome. If whatever reason the records are flip-flopped and they had to come up here, I like our chances. I think it's a 3-man race. Real technically, I think it's a 4-man race. As much as I don't want to admit it, it is.
You must have the Eagles.
Yes, us, the Eagles, and the Rams, and the Saints.
I could say 4-man race, but I probably wouldn't have the Eagles in there. I'm looking more at Bears and maybe the Vikings, maybe. Because in some type of ways, as far as a defensive standpoint and offensively, they're kind of like the same team almost. And sort of, to me,
I think the Vikings offense is a lot better than the Bears. I think. Their running back is, for sure.
Yeah.
But I said that to say this because I was realistically looking at our chances of getting to the Super Bowl. The Rams, I think if our defense, it gives us a chance. Against the Saints, our defense gives us a chance. All of this I'm saying is defense, but our offense got to find a way, and I think we have enough difference in our offense, I think, to make the difference. If we already beaten the Saints with what we had last year, and I know the Saints have changed. They got Kiko Alonso that they've just added. I understand that. But we were already competing with Linehan and Dak at quarterback and all these other things that people say that, well, you got this and got that, so you don't have a chance. That was last year. Now we've made some improvements. So that's why I got us having a legitimate shot this year, NFC Championship or better.
From your lips, from your mouth to God's ears, please.
That's just me.
Because then, reporting live from Miami on the Star, from the Star Chronicles. This is
that'll beat up my little cheap film footage that I had last week before the preseason.
Yeah, I mean,
are you dying? Are you dying? Do we need to call the paramedics?
Maybe.
You got nervous. You got nervous when Starstruck said we were going to go.
I'm getting a little choked up over just
possibility.
What I think.
Are you being cautiously optimistic about our chances? Free
Yes,
shirts,
because
free shirts, free shirts.
yes, because you're being cautiously optimistic, and I just want the glory hole. But it's like I want them to make it this year. I can see them making it this year, but I also think maybe next year is a more realistic year to say that.
Stop it. Oh, I've never.
Do you guys understand my rationale?
No, I get it. I get it.
Making that statement
I don't want
because
to, but I
the
have
Rams
to.
are going to disappear. It's going to be like Thanos came from like Marvel and just snapped his finger, and the Rams are going to disappear like next season or the season after. You know, they're just going to turn into dust because they're going to owe everybody. They're not going to be able to afford all those players anymore. You know, and the Cowboys, they're still. I mean, you want to go all in right now, but they're not still at the best of what they're supposed to be just yet. You see what I'm saying?
I don't want to.
I don't have to. You're not the boss of me.
I'm not gonna admit it if that's what you want.
I want them to win, but in the back of my mind, I'm just sitting there thinking, like, is it really that time yet? Have they reached their maximum potential just yet?
You're trying to make me take the castor oil, and I won't open my mouth.
I mean, why can't it be 92 or 93?
Yeah.
No, he's joking again.
Good point.
You got him again.
No. Good
Nobody
point.
expected us to in 92.
Because,
they were like,
because when we upset the Bears the prior season, the season before the playoffs, you know, I didn't sit there and think the Cowboys are going to hop off into the Super Bowl the next year. You know, I didn't think that at all. I was like, yeah, we beat the Bears. All right, go Cowboys. And then we get rocked against the Lions and stuff the next week. But, and again, how do we know that and stuff? Because you're talking about over 120 years of Cowboys fandom on this show. That's the reason why we know stuff like that. Because we've been watching the Cowboys for years.
Well, so what about, like, I mean, because San Francisco was running the show at that point in 92. And then we had to upset them in the NFC Championship to get to the Super Bowl. That in 92. Now, 93, we were the favorites for sure. But who's to say?
But that next year is like where you could actually see it, where we belong there. That second season, or the second year, you know, you can see that's where we belong.
Okay, so this year we surprise some folks. Next year we belong.
Okay. All right, fair enough. Go Cowboys, going to the Super Bowl. That's all you needed to say.
No, I'm saying, I mean, I just think the pieces are in place. This is the first year that I go into a season not saying, well, this could be the year except for this. You know, we have this hole on defense, or this is our weakest. I mean, obviously there's a weak link, you know, a weakest spot on every team, but I don't feel any gaping holes on this roster at any place. Yeah,
and that's the thing too. I mean, and there's so much depth on this team compared to any other team we've ever had. So yeah, screw it. Cowboys Super Bowl this year.
And guess what we won't have to ever look forward to? We won't have to worry about watching any type of Cowboys Blue Special or 30 for 30 that says Jason Garrett built this team and Kellen Moore took it and won with it. We won't have to worry about that kind of a show. We won't have that kind of show.
No, because then Jason Garrett will get a 55-year extension and he'll be here till we all are dead and gone.
See, I don't want.
And this is barring the fact that we said Jason Garrett can't get it done and Kellen Moore takes over the team. If he wins it next year, we won't have to worry about that deep blue special of Jason Garrett getting the credit, saying, well, Jason Garrett built the team for the last few years, and it was his leadership and guidance that set it up for the young guy.
I honestly don't think Kellen Moore would be the next head coach. I think it would be Chris Richard if they hire from within.
Yes.
And I think
like John Kitna.
I think they would leave. They would leave Kellen in his role as OC because he's so young.
I'm 100% on board with that, because it's like people laughed at Kitna being the quarterback coach and stuff. And I mean, it wasn't like John Kitna was terrible in his professional career, and he actually bailed us out of some apparent and inevitable losses when he was playing for the Dallas Cowboys.
And he's a student.
So he's
I mean,
not,
like, he's
like,
a
horrible.
student of the game.
Yes.
And he
absolutely.
He focuses in on the details, and even Dak will say that's helped him tremendously in the offseason.
Yeah, so I mean, John Kitna's not terrible. I mean, that's a notion that some of the Cowboys fan base shares, but he's not terrible. I'm not saying he's elite, but I'm not going to say he's average. He's like teetering, probably like that 72% where, this is what you got, but I mean, I can ride the boat, and I might be able to get you a couple of touchdowns along the way too. He's not going to kill you with like 10 million mistakes. So, I mean, I never looked at him as like he was terrible at all.
And they usually make the best head coaches. Look at the Eagles guy, career backup. They didn't really do much.
True. Well, God, Jason Garrett. Well, that's not a good example because I don't think he's a great head coach.
I had to think on that one before I said I didn't be careful who I chose.
So let me ask y'all this: if we happen to win it this year, you think there's any chance Jason just walks away and says, "I got it. Now I can go. I can retire"?
I'm gonna try to be nice and say something nice.
I think if I were him, I would leave afterwards. Reason being because at this particular point, the talent of this team is going to get way more credit than what Jason Garrett could ever possibly get at this point. Now, if he would have won and rolled through the Super Bowl maybe like 5 or 6 years ago, 7 years ago, that's something different. But if he rolls in with this level of talent and depth and wins the Super Bowl, they're going to be like, well, of course, why wouldn't you be able to win a Super Bowl with this team?
And who really gets the credit?
I get the credit because I'm an owner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Because I'm a football guy.
I'm a football guy. And we're all about winning here. It's not about money or anything. It's all about winning. That quote cracks. When he said that in that documentary, boy, I just looked at my phone. I was like, really? You're saying that? Well, again, it was like 20-something years ago when he said it, but still. Yep, the roller coaster Jerry's done put us on over the last couple decades, but we're still here. Still here loving the Cowboys. But anyways, we got Lisa 11 or 12-4.
Yes, sir.
Right? I'm at 11-5. Ron currently at 11-5, trying to be at 12-4.
Give me
no,
12-4.
he's at 12-4. He picked him to win at Washington. I mean, or to win at home against Washington.
Yeah,
the last game.
Okay. All right. Well, I think all the picks and the logic, is the reason why we picked things that we did. I think that's some good stuff right there. That's some premium high quality content. But anyways, does anybody else have anything else to add to the program?
I'm good. Giants win.
You're good.
Cowboys win over the Giants this week. 1-0. Get it started. Zeke tomorrow. Get ready for it's going to be like Christmas Day tomorrow. Tonight is Christmas Eve.
Yep. But I'll be able to sleep. I'm not going to be that anxious or whatever. So it's a little bit different. Any closing thoughts, Lisa?
No. My nerves are starting to set in now. Thinking about week 1 already.
Oh Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Well, go ahead and relax there. Make yourself a nice little drink.
I don't drink during the week.
Oh well, la-di-da. I don't drink neither. As I look during the week, as I look at that beer just staring at me right now. But I'd like to thank each and every one of you who took the time listening to the program. Please share with friends. If you have any questions about our podcast, please send us an email at thestarchronicles@mail.com. Or go ahead and give us a follow at _Chronicles on Instagram and follow us and ask some questions or whatever, or get engaged and involved with conversation. We would really, really appreciate it. But on behalf of myself, the Starstruck fan, and Lisa, we bid you adieu, and we'll see you next week. Go Cowboys. Lisa, Ron, say bye to the peoples.
Goodbye.
Great week.
We'll holla. Go Cowboys.